Hello, hello, and welcome back to Lyre. We're at the start of what, chapter 4, I think? Yeah. I don't know how many chapters there are in this game currently, because this is still a work in progress, right? I don't know. I'll find out, guys. I'll find out. About a dozen days pass, and I have finally finished getting everything ready for the winter solstice. A couple of restless nights and a few bottles of wine seem to do the trick. Lyle keeping me company also helped, even if he spent most of the time out in the hall. I have to attend these boring meetings though. The only good thing that came out of them are my conversations with Reiner. Oh, once the meetings are done. He's grown quite fond of me over the past few days. I don't know why he likes me so much. He treats Lord Kadaj and I the same professionally, but he treats me like a friend. Then there's Lyle. Lately, I think he's been distracting himself from me. I assume it's because of that little revelation that occurred. It's crossing my mind multiple times as well. I can't help but be thankful for this little bit of space that's been provided. True, I enjoy his company, but I feel that I needed some time to myself in order to assess my thoughts. And I have finally come to a conclusion. I think I'm in love with him. Or maybe not. Perhaps I'm just confused. Call it what you will, but it's the closest thing I've ever gotten to feeling like I am in love with someone. Childhood crushes and young love don't compare to this at all. I feel wrong considering I've only been here for a while, but every time I'm around him, my chest twists into a knot and I feel all warm inside. Even if it's too early to be coming to these conclusions, I still want to get to know him more. Every day I wake up and he's the first thing on my mind. His personality, those big eyes, that beautiful dark coat of fur, and the bushy tail. Those strong muscular arms and heart. I get up from my desk to go and answer the door. I don't know. Maybe it's not love. My emotions are all over the place and I need to be more responsible. It's fine to be emotional though, right? Before I can grab the handle, I hear a weird scratching noise. It's coming from the peephole? I open the small door and stare through the opening. Okay. Okay. On the other side is Lyle, sticking his muzzle up on into the opening.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I come in?
I was I have to hold back my laughter. Opening the door.
Oh, okay.
I open the door to let him in, as he ducks under the doorway. I can't take it anymore, and I break into a fit of wheezy chuckles. He kind of recoils and gets a little bit flustered, which makes me laugh even more.
What? What is it?
It's nothing.
No.
You know exactly what you did.
I know. I was trying to be funny.
And you succeeded. I just had a bit of a late response.
Yeah.
I wipe a tear from my eye and pull my hair back and retie it behind my head while walking back to my desk. That was a nice icebreaker, I guess. Well, you're right to. You'll be happy to know that I just finished getting everything ready for the ball.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, I just have to bring these payments to the bakery in the village. They're baking hundreds of mini pastries, along with providing baked goods for the village festival.
Wait, you're not going to have a servant do that?
Well, I wanted to bring it myself. I figured that they deserve to have this delivered in person, considering the hard work they have been doing. I hold up the thick envelope. Today is the first day all week we're not in freezing cold, and I feel like now that I have the free time, I can go and see the village.
All right.
Really?
Yeah, I don't see why not. You don't have to ask me for permission, though.
I know. I just wanted a second opinion. I wanted to make sure it was a good idea. Besides, I'm pretty sure that I know nothing else going on today. I think to myself for a moment about how the winter solstice is only a few days away. Time flies when you're busy, I guess. Plus, I've got a lot on my mind. I'm actually free for the rest of the week if what I have to go off is true.
That's good to hear. I actually am a little excited to be able to show you around the town square. The village actually has a lot of history to it.
I can imagine it now. A bustling town square with dozens of little shops and homes lining the streets. I can honestly barely contain my excitement. I sure I sure hope it does. I'll go get ready. I make my way to across the room and dress myself in clothes that better suit going outside. It's very cold and I don't want to freeze. Excuse me. Lyle is standing on the far side of the room. Is he watching me get dressed? While I'm pulling up my trousers, I turn my head to look at it in his direction. I think I see him quickly avert his gaze. He's not even staring at anything. He's just staring at the wall. I finish putting on my outfit and wrap the scarf around my neck. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
He quickly pads across the room and opens the door while I grab the envelope off the desk. We step out into the hallway together and the brisk chill hits my face. The afternoon sunlight envelops me for a moment, making the cool temperature a little more bearable. Lyle takes a key off his key ring and locks the door behind us.
I have some things that I would like to take care of in the village today, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
I mean, it would only take a few minutes. It shouldn't interfere with anything.
Lyle, it's fine.
Right, sorry.
Remember, I'm not some child that needs to be taken care of. You say that, Richter. We make our way down the hallway, with me rubbing my hand along the windowsill. He walks by my side, rubbing his paw together in a sheepish way. What is it that you wanted to do? He perks up and leans forward, showing me the sword on his back.
I want to take this to the smith. I need to get it treated.
He slides it off of his back sheath and shows me the blade. It does look like it could use a good polish.
Yeah, the blade's a bit dull. I like to keep things in good condition, even though I don't get to use her much.
When do you get to use your sword?
I mostly only practice combat in the training yard. The training dummies really do a number on her edge.
We reach a fork in the hallway and Lyle takes the lead.
This way.
We traverse down a hallway that I haven't seen before. It feels familiar. So, what is her name?
Oh,
I see his mouth curl, clearly too embarrassed to reveal such information.
Her name is Winter.
That's a nice name.
Thanks. I chose that name because just like this sword, Winter can be cold, dangerous, and long.
That's actually very poetic. That's very clever.
I can hear the tone. But I can hear the tone of surprise in your voice, Richter.
No, you can't. He lets out a hearty laugh that echoes up and down the halls.
I'm just messing with you.
We reach the end of the hallway where there's a small door. This feels too familiar. Have I been here before? Maybe this was one of the dead ends Lyle accidentally led me down on one of our many tours. Lyle takes a key and unlocks the door, revealing a spiral staircase. I'm immediately floored with deja vu. Where does this lead?
The village.
Do people usually leave the castle through here? He pauses for a moment in the doorway, then speaks up.
No, but sometimes it's best to use one of the exits instead of the main gate.
Why's that?
Nothing. It's nothing. Honestly, this way is just faster. It leads straight to the village, and there's no unnecessary checkpoints, like the main gate.
He starts to descend the staircase, and I follow him. How far does this go?
Not too far. It's just a tunnel that leads to an exit in the village. These are supposed to be used in case anyone needs to escape the castle during a siege, and most of the diplomats and nobles like to use them to leave the castle without drawing attention.
And are we trying not to draw attention?
If you want to leave through the main gate, we can. This way is faster, though.
No, it's fine. It's actually a bit exciting. I haven't done anything this sneaky or exciting in a while.
I'm glad you think so. I'm going to think. I'm going to. It's going to get really dark once we reach the tunnel. Humans can't see well in the dark, can they?
No, we can't.
That's okay. I have almost perfect vision in the dark, so I can help you. It's not It's not a dangerous path at all. Very spacious, and the ground is flat.
I'm putting my trust in you, but I swear if I slip and hit my head, you'd better hope I get amnesia.
You'll be fine.
We reach the bottom of the stairs, and I can barely see a thing. Each step I take becomes more cautious, but suddenly I feel something brush up against my hand.
Richter, take my paw.
I feel the metallic the claws and a soft leather of his glove wrap around my palm. His paws are very large and warm. They have a firm but gentle grip and feel articulate. These truly are in artist's hands, or artist's paws, both with pen and with swords. I wish I could tell him how I feel, but I'm just so nervous. All of these little scenarios run through my mind, and I'm afraid I'll mess things up. I feel so silly. He pulls me forward, and we begin to walk down the tunnel. I really hope that he can't see me blushing. Our footsteps echo up and down the tunnel, reverberating off the walls. His are quieter than mine because my shoes are much louder than his potted feet. There's a light at the end that I can see. It looks like it's coming from a trapdoor. We eventually reach the small slit of light, and I hear the noise of Lyle's keys jingling. He unlocks the trapdoor and pushes it open. The light is blinding, but I can only see the stairs. Lyle steps to the side, and I make my way up. I emerge into a side alley, and just around the corner is something I had been longing to see for a very long time. It's just like how I imagined it would be. I mean, I had seen most of it from the high towers in the castle, but it is more beautiful up close. People are bustling about their daily business, going about their routine. Children seen holding their mother's paw while they shop for groceries, and merchants conducting business outside of their shops. Horse-drawn carts make their way down the paved roads and pass each other in a neat, orderly fashion, circling around the fountain. The buildings are small and neat, stacked side by side, and their walls are painted with a cream color. The roof of each building shines in different shades of green and blue, the morning frost reflecting the sun off of each shingle in a majestic way. Flowers line the windows of some of the buildings and leave. God, I can't. Buildings and leaves from the tree stake across the ground. Is that what? Stake across the ground? Skate, not stake. I'm switching these letters around. This is a good recording session. I can feel it. Pipes run up and down the walls of each little shop and home, with smoke drifting out of the chimney caps into the sky. Lyle finishes locking up the trapdoor and joins me by my side, with his paws on his hips. He's taking this in too. There's an entrance underneath a bridge up ahead, and I can see the ships in the harbor. Their sails are rolled up, and the masts pierce into the skyline like spears. I could see the waters from the castle, and Luna's fjord is glistening with the morning light. I wonder if we will be able to go down to the harbor. If I remember correctly, the bakery should be in the town square. As I'm looking around for the bakery, my eye catches something that I didn't pay much attention to before. The fountain near the town center has a statue on it that seems familiar. It's a doe standing atop a pillar with grace and elegance. Her clothes are heavy, and it looks like she's draped in several garments of silk and cotton. Her eyes are closed, and her expression looks understanding, but there seems to be an aura of sadness about her. On her head is a tiara with a triangle gem hanging off the top. Crystal clear water flows out of the base of the fountain and glows in the light of the sun. Lyle is already walking towards a building where I can hear the clanking of metal when he stops to see why I'm not following. I walk up to the fountain and notice a golden plaque. There's an inscription on it, which I read out loud to myself. In honor of Queen Elena, Ocean. Loving mother. Dutiful ruler. Lyle walks up beside me, staring up at the statue.
This is
This is...
Queen Elena, Reiner's late wife.
What happened to her?
She died.
He scrunches up his nose and shakes his head slowly.
She died about 10 years ago.
His shoulders raise tensely, and he sinks into his neck fluff a little bit. And that's a shame. I think he probably feels that it's not his place to talk about this. Was she a good queen? He relaxes a bit and looks at the statue again. I look as well, and cannot help but think of my own queen back in Iron.
The best.
For a moment, the only noise I can hear is the sound of the water trickling onto the surface of the pool. I don't doubt it. Do you think Reiner and Adrius miss her? This time, his answer is instant.
With all their heart, I'm sure.
He gives a slight pause to his sentence, letting the words linger.
Come on, let's go to the forge. I've got a friend that I want you to meet.
He takes the lead, and I'm not surprised to see a villager's part to let us pass. They probably recognize Lyle's armor and immediately know that someone important must be making their way through the village. And now that I think about it, I have been getting a lot of stares. As I'm following Lyle, I see a vixen and badger look at me and whisper to each other. The vixen says something about flutters the badger, and she lightly shoves her, making the fox laugh even more. A child holding their mother's paw call out to her while pointing at me. I'm not used to getting this much attention, and I find myself awkwardly smiling at anybody who gives it to me. I'm not really looking where I'm going and accidentally step on Lyle's tail. I lift my foot up, realizing my mistake, and he tumbles forward slightly. I can hear a couple bystanders chuckle to themselves at my clumsiness. My face is probably as red as a tomato. He turns around, looking behind him, and wags his tail a bit to get it straightened out.
Please watch your step, Richter. It took me a very long time to get my tail to look this nice.
Sorry, Lyle. He keeps walking and stops outside of the tall building. There's some baskets outside stacked up against the wall and a rug on the floor. I can hear the clang of metal from inside and the smell of charcoal burning. Lyle lifts the tarp in the doorway and gestures for me to walk through. I step into the doorway, muttering a thanks to him, still embarrassed about stepping on his tail like a clumsy fool. We step inside a dim room lit by a large furnace. It's warm in here, and the tarp and lack of window does a good job of keeping the heat inside. There are swords lying up against a rack of horseshoes on the wall. I see an array of tools scattered about, and a rack with a small hammer neatly on display. It smells like hard work in here.
Eden, you in?
I hear a gruff voice coming from the door to the side.
Reed, is that you? Yeah, just a second. Getting a new hammer from the back.
I hear some clinking, and shortly after, a large bear appears in the doorway. Oh, look at this cute lad. Look at that neck fur. It's so cool to see. He's wearing a black apron and has a hammer slung around his shoulders.
It's been a while, Reed. What do you need done this time?
His eyes fall on me.
And who's this? This is Richter. Lord Richter.
He says this in a proud tone. Before I can ream him, Eden gives me a slight bow and looks up.
It's a right pleasure to meet you, Lord Richter.
The bow is something that I'm still getting used to. You can just call me Richter if you want. I extend a hand and he takes it gently. His paws are huge and a bit dirty. I'm glad I'm wearing gloves. He shakes my hand lightly and as if he was dealing with a small child. Alright. I think I'm going to end the part here, so I will see you around, everyone.